Hey guys, welcome yet again to another special video. I'm Mr. Luke, and today's one we have a little bit of something new that I've been planning to do today's one, and that is our first ever theory video here. If you guys enjoy this little video here, make sure to like and subscribe if you feel like it, really appreciate it. And yeah, it is going to be a little interesting video because it is going to be all about one specific Loomian that started the whole thing, and kind of made me a little real. I wonder about this thing. So today we're going to be talking about Duskit's origin, at least my theory about it. So you guys and girls can complain about if this is wrong or right or not. I don't care, but this is just my theory about it, and I hope you guys and girls can enjoy this one. So relax, sit back, and just enjoy this little speak. So there will be like no animation, nothing like that. So just listen carefully how I'm saying this, because I am saying it again. Well, I can say it again, but you have to replay it. Anyways, so let's talk about it. So Duskit. It is the very first roaming in the Loomian Legacy game, being this little floating cat thing that is a spirit and mind type. And it also based around of a floating cat. Now, you probably be wondering, well, that's okay. I mean, what's wrong with that? Well, my theory is simply this Loomian is actually a dead living Loomian, and not by physically, or actually it is kind of physically almost likely, because Duskit, it's kind of complicated, but I will start from here. So listen here. So this story started with this little chestnut town with a normal average day, where there was a little creature called Duskit. It looked completely different from what it's supposed to look. It was a mind type cat who just had a peaceful life and had a beautiful time with the people around the obviously Townsville, I guess you could say. But suddenly, just out of thin air, one day there was an attack. A random Loomian caused a rampage, attacking its own people, and that's when Duskit came up and tried to save the people. It was an intense battle, and even though with some heavy blows, and even they took a little damage, Duskit was victorious. Back then also, where there were no healing station, the houses weren't complete, and the routes wasn't also finished by them, obviously. So Duskit was the only mind type Loomian that is a cat, based around a cat, who was living along with these people. And since they were low on medical help, and nobody didn't really have much to, could do with this Duskit, because nobody was its own tamer or its Loomian trainer, you could say. It was originally it was actually a wild one, so everyone took care of it fair and square. But out of nowhere, thin air just randomly gonna happen. I'm saying this because I'm not gonna break characters, obviously. So yeah, out of thin air, randomly, nowhere reason ever, Duskit came to the town just a natural day, and these trainers are the Pullout Corp people, the ones who started the attack. They were secretly organized before anyone knew it, or at least there was one trainer who was spotted trying to do something wrong. Duskit was there to help, trying to not let this slide, and obviously the trainer, without noticing it, because everyone was apparently inside of doing something, that trainer attacked Duskit with his own Loomian. It was a really intense fight. He got away, but sadly, the Duskit was so injured that even it couldn't stand awaken. They couldn't do much with the Duskit, and as after they saw this Duskit was injured, they obviously need to help it. They did, managedly, with a lot of help with the people. And it was a pretty good happy ending, almost. If you weren't, you know, if you weren't here for the the positive ending. But that's not actually what happened, really. In general, I'll tell you what really happened there. Because I just made that up because you people were just making sure you guys were listening. Okay? Listen up. What really happened is one night, when Duskit was freely roaming around checking its townspeople, a mysterious Loomian was filled with darkness, and even surprisingly, even be a wild one. The Duskit right here was curious. It wanted to look, say hi to its little fella, but out of nowhere, the Loomian attacked the Duskit, causing the Duskit to go knock it down. And without options, Duskit had no choice but to finish it off out of thin air. The Duskit was super injured after the battle, and sadly, the people couldn't really do anything specifically to help it. And therefore, after a few months ago, Duskit, sadly, of all Loomian of roamings, passed away. Which leads now to where Duskit is now. They plan to put Duskit in a place where everyone will always remember it. The Gale Forest. Which is why they wanted to give it a proper area where Duskit can always be, where people can always come by and say hi to it. And that is the special pink tree, which you're probably wondering, why there? Well, of all locations, why of all things, especially right now, why do you think this little tombstone is lying over here? That's right. Because underneath this thing is actually where Duskit is at. Out of nowhere and out of for confusing reasons, Duskit arised as this little creature where he had no idea what this was about, or her, I'm not saying genderless. Where Duskit, now as it was before, looked like a mined cat, now turned it, looks like this. With a little cute floating spirit, a reddish sort of tip tail, and a mask. Duskit had no idea what this all about out of nowhere. He had no idea what it was, where he was, or she was. But he kind of wanted to see the people again. He wandered, or he roamed around as he normally do. But the people were shocked. Wondered what was this creature was floating around them. They thought it was some sort of monster. The people was feared as Duskit tried to approach one of them, but they were screaming, threatened, not threatened, but feared, and wanted nothing to doing with this little feared creature. They even start throw things at it. And Duskit was sad and lonely, did not know what to do, and therefore it ran back to the Gale Forest, where it was once again just a natural Loomian. Back to the next week, after at least a week or so, let's say that, Duskit wanted to see the people at least to see if they were okay. But then, at least around, let's say, 7 a.m., almost nighttime, or evening, I guess, you could say, or somewhere around there. Yeah, nighttime, let's say nighttime. Duskit saw a specific Loomian again. It looked familiar. and it was even about to approach one of the people around the town. That was a kid, which Duskit knew she was in danger. But the kid turned around with fear as it saw the kid was definitely was not safe with that thing. So with its strength and power, it saved that kid with a ginormous spectral burst. I'll say that. And the kid was safe. The monster turned around and approached the Duskit. Seeing how this creature was no match for him, or at least the monster had no idea how strong this creature was. He had no idea what was he facing. This thing was Duskit. Duskit had no choice but to eliminate this thing. And there was just a torture of battle, explosion, and even some burned places. Scattered to there, and there. Ultimately, Duskit was victorious, and the beast was gone. The people looked at it and still was frightened about it. But then the girl noticed about this little thing. It looked a lot more something similar to the cat that they recognized. And the kid said, "Wait, are you perhaps Duskit?" Duskit looked at it with surprise, and obviously nodded a little bit. The people were shocked and still wasn't sure to believe. So they still wasn't sure to think, but eventually Duskit knew that they couldn't still be trusted, and gave this little girl something that was on the field, or at least on the pink flower tree. A gift that nobody, even I, can't say to the girl, and brought her with a little tear. Duskit then returned to Gale Forest, freely roaming over there as the people saw it just float away. With curiosity and the history telling, they said that must be, or will be forever known as the Duskit they knew about. Because that little weird creature that is known as the spirit living creature, and also once were dead as Duskit. And that's where the story, even surprisingly, brought some history even with it. And I even noticed myself, because there was even some Pokedex or the Loomian Dex entry about it, about the people of Chestnut Town tell legends of Duskit protecting the surrounding area from disaster throughout history, or something around there. Which is why they really wasn't sure, but they still brought history about this creature named Duskit. And now they will believe that this is their guardian of this town. They was looking around for this mysterious Duskit again. But to my surprise, it was hidden in this area where they were not sure what to think of. Oh my gosh, I hope this is not going to get copyrighted. I'm trying to make sure this is not going to get claimed as well. But anyways, so after the shadow, the missing little piece that was once in our town fell down to this little area where Duskit now is. It became a corruption after it, and the old man saw it, and there was trying to call for help. Duskit was unsure because it was roaming freely, and after we got the piece, which when we arrived before, obviously with the whole, the old man said they saw the guardian, and the cops wasn't sure because, well, you know, it just wasn't it wasn't sure that back then. So okay, I'm just sorry. I hope I don't get claimed. Please, YouTube, don't claim me. These are freely non-copyrighted music, so don't get me claimed. You can't do that to me, alright? Don't do it. And if you want to claim me, claim Spotify. Anyways, So after obviously the whole instant of them, talking, he wanted us to visit this little place where Duskits were. So we were there to look after the Duskit and try to save it. And after the corruption happened, obviously because we didn't know really what corruption was back then. We had no choice to save the Duskit after it was attacking us. So we did. And after that, Duskit was returned to its base form, freely roaming to its natural place and everywhere around the world, because it's now officially a freely roaming that you always will love and care. And trust me, people, when I say this roaming needs some more love. And even though I'm not sure yet the history fully about Duskit, I'm just assuming still it's one Loomian, one roaming, that it still has lots of love within it. But hey guys, that's just my little theory there. So if you guys and girls wants to take a prediction of your guess, if you want to predict of what actually happened, do you believe this theory is right? Do you think it's wrong? Just let me know. I don't really care what the answer is. What I do know is this Loomian is one of the first Loomians by far, probably, that is the one and only, the first Loomian that is actually a dead living Loomian. So, because obviously being dead you can't be alive, but for a mind type that just woke up as a spirit mind type, that ain't normal. So, that is my prediction, and that is my little theory. So thank you guys for watching today's little theory video here. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this little mini theory series. And the next time, I will be thinking about doing Ikizuna next. So if we can get enough views and likes today's one, I will continue with this little theory series of mine, and I might look it up something about interesting about some of these Loomians and take a guess and something about them, because who knows, maybe I find something nice about them. And please, I recommend you, please consider yourself, try to be with us, try and join with my series here, or this mini series of mine, and try just not to ignore like the more important stuff, like finding gleaming roamings, and or just do like some of the ones you only want to see. Try and enjoy as much as you can, because when the future happens, you're never gonna be able to see them afterwards, and who knows, this series might be gone forever, and I don't know if I will ever make them anymore. But anyways, see you guys and girls then, and as always, stay lucky out there.